Hi everyone, this is Rob from the Geek Show Podcast Network. We're at EGX 2017. I'm talking to James from White Paper Games about the occupation. Now, this one caught my attention for being a political thriller that doesn't involve any kind of punch-kick mechanism.
No
now, tell me more about the occupation.
So the occupation is a first-person narrative, non-combat immersive sim.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's set in the late 1980s in a fictional UK in the city of Turing, which is actually a reimagining of Manchester.
Yeah.
Because we're all from Manchester and it's the city we love, so we wanted to, make a game set in our city. So at this time, the government is trying to pass a bill called the Union Act, which essentially gives them a ton of kind of surveillance and immigration control options that maybe should be questioned. So you play as Harvey, who gets sent into the facility where they're working on this and gets a tip of one of the people that used to work there saying, hey, this might not be as, front-facing as it is, and maybe it should be investigated a little more.
Now, I'm getting chills down my spine at what you're saying, because I'm thinking, hang on, isn't that current affairs?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the inspiration when we started thinking about this 2 years ago was we were trying to think about where things might have been going.
Yeah.
So 2.5 years ago, we weren't really trying to make a kind of like political commentary or anything like that. And in fact, our game, we're not trying to imbue a political view on anything. We're not trying to tell you what's right or wrong. But really what we're trying to do is display a bunch of facts and tell a story. And, depending on the kind of facts and ideas about the story that you are able to get in your playthrough, you'll get one perspective. But someone else might play and follow different characters, do different things, and get a different perspective.
So is it kind of a branching narrative type structure, or is it just multiple paths?
It's branching narratives, certainly multiple paths in terms of the amount of ways that you can complete something. But it's really, it's up to you. Like, the game is a simulation, right? So we drop you into the game, which right now is lasting 4 hours. And, whether you sit on a bench and do nothing or you investigate, the game's going to end. 4 hours are going to pass, and the game passes in real time. So it's going to last that amount of time.
4 actual hours?
Right now it's 4. That might change. But right now what we're finding is good. A good amount of time is 4 hours.
Has anyone actually just sat on the bench for 4 hours?
None of us yet. We still have a lot of other stuff to do. But what we're trying to make is an interesting thing. It's almost like a metaphor for, if you find some information, your friend finds other information, and it starts to contradict, what's actually going on. It's our way of almost making a metaphor of what happens today. Like, you read the same story by 2 different newspapers, and they're completely opposing viewpoints. So it's our way of kind of try and...
How much espionage is involved in this, then?
As much as you want. So that's the idea. So you can go in as Harvey and go to your meetings that you have had scheduled. At 5:30 you might have a meeting with Carla, our PR person from the facility. Or you might have found out, maybe through sneaking around somewhere, that, these other 2 characters might be having a meeting at that same time. So you're like, well, maybe I should go listen to that and skip my meeting with Carla, which in turn will make Carla not like me very much because, you've wasted the time, essentially. So we try to play around with all those systems that our characters have where, say, for example, they have levels of thirst, how their bladder's doing, how stressed or how suspicious they are of you. And all of these things can change depending on your inputs, and it changes how the characters react and act around the world.
Wow. That's quite an immersive simulation then.
Hopefully, yeah.
That's what we're even the bladders?
Yeah. So if they drink much, say for example you bring one of the characters a coffee and they drink it, it might mean that they need to go to the toilet later on and it leaves their room open. And if you want to snoop in, maybe you can, that type of thing.
This is starting to sound more like Mission Impossible as well.
It's really up to the player how much they want to snoop. Really, you can either be the person that kind of tries to get all that information, maybe goes to the rooms where they shouldn't be, finds information on the PCs that, tells them part of the story, or you can be the person that's just slowly narratively exploring all that we have to offer, goes to their meetings and just figures out this other side of the story, and hopefully all those different views eventually kind of come to a nice conclusion.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much.